So you mentioned that you've only been doing death matches for a few years. Do you feel like is it harder to break in around you because there's
Like,
only a certain amount of guys that are looked at as,
well,
the go-to,
yeah.
or you kind of got to earn
I
your
mean,
stripes to get in? Like,
for me, it was sort of I trained with Iceman anyway, so I've always been a fan of the death match, but I've never really went for the death match because before there was never a scene. There wasn't really a deathmatch scene here when I first started.
mhm.
And then I've done so many years, like I've done at a stage, say 15 years, 16 years, and then all of a sudden there's a small deathmatch scene, or maybe a handful of guys doing it. But I'm wrestling every weekend anyway. So for me to be like, oh, well, I want that. It's like the kid with a toy. You've got all these toys. No, but I
Yeah,
want that toy.
yeah.
And I was sort of like, yeah, like I'm a fan of him. And like Iceman was doing it, and like Big F and Joe and Lou and Darko and Caden, and you had Clint Margera doing it and stuff. And you're watching these guys do it, and you're going, yeah, it's great. Like that's our little deathmatch scene. It's something to be proud of in the UK, and this, that, and the other. But there was never really any opportunity. You started doing like 18 plus shows, and you started doing stuff like that. And it wasn't until Andrew Crammon from Bleeding Gums came to me and said, "Do you know we're doing Lust for Death next year? Would you ever fancy doing a death match?" And I went, "You know what? I've always been a fan of it. I'll do one, and then just see how we go." Because I said I could always do one, and then I always said, like, I was always saying to people, like, I don't want to get to 5 years time and say, well, I'm going to wrap up now and pack in, and then go, what if I tried deathmatch wrestling? Because I've never done it, and I should have tried it. Whereas this was like, if I do this one, it was in with Jack and it was in with Tomby. I got tattooed in the match. Like that was the first death match. I got tattooed, and I loved it. And I come backstage, and Big F and Joe was there, and I had my Toy Story pants on, and I was eating a cake. I had a carrot cake, and he was like, "How was your first death match?" And I was eating, loved it. It was great. You know what I mean? I never talked to him about it, and then going, "I want to do it again."